All right, welcome everybody. Welcome to the public demo day for our Launch Accelerator cohort 35. Welcome to our founders, our guest investor judges, our syndicate members, and our live stream audience on YouTube, X, and LinkedIn. I'm really excited to have you all join us today to see these amazing 9 founders show off what they're building. To introduce myself, I'm Bianca. I work on the investment team at Launch. It's been quite the honor to work with these startups over the past few months, and we really just can't wait to see what's next for them. So for those of you that are new to this, the format is today our founders will pitch for exactly 2 minutes. We time them, and then I'll take a question from our guest investor judges. At the end, I'll ask our judges to give us their top 3 of these 9 companies, and we'll also ask our syndicate members who have joined us today to vote in a poll for their top company. Before we get started, I do just want to take a moment to thank our incredible partners for the Accelerator, Fenwick and West, and Google Cloud. We really love working with you guys. So to kick us off, I would love for our 3 guest and investor judges to introduce themselves. We'll start with Chris. Hey.
Hello, Chris Gennady with Wisdom Tree, Global Head of Research. Wisdom Tree currently manages about 140 billion in assets under management, and we're becoming quite interested in learning more about the private space and deal flow and different companies like this. So it's an exciting time for us.
Awesome. Thanks, Chris. It's great to have you. And Katie.
Hey everyone, I'm Katie Stanton. I'm the founder of Moxie Ventures. We lead and co-lead early stage investments. We are generalists and we're former engineers, marketers from Twitter and Google and a bunch of other companies.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Katie. Julia.
Hi, everyone. I'm Julia Krieger. I run Pari Passu Venture Partners. So we are similarly quite broad. We invest from seed stage to pre-IPO and from CPG to defense tech to longevity, and then set up quite differently. It's not a fund model, but we have a community of about 3,000 founders and operators that invest alongside us. Happy to be here.
Thank you so much, Julia.
What a great name
you.
for a firm, too.
That's awesome.
You can explain to people what it means. Yeah.
So pari passu, I mean, it's more of a legal term, but it's like on equal footing. And so we view it as founders and operators backing each other. Because I think if you've rolled up your sleeves and been smacked around in the journey, like that's the cohort that can punch above their weight class.
It's just such a good thing to remind people that we're all in it together. And that's the concept of the shares in a world where everybody's trying to one up each other. And like, I get these special shares, you get these special shares. The founders are going to take this. This shark VC is going to try to get this angle shot. Hey, listen, we're all in it together. That's the concept of like one share, one vote, one person, one vote, democracy, whatever. But this is such a great group. Thanks to our investor judges for coming and everybody to come. We had a great in-person
judge
demo
to introduce themselves.
Oh, sorry. I thought you had 3 in me.
Sorry, just one more. Moema, thanks for joining us.
Oh, Moema's here. Fantastic.
Hey everyone, thanks for having me. Moema, angel investor, ex Robinhood, sector agnostic.
Awesome. Fantastic. We just had an in-person demo day while we were in San Francisco on Friday. And I brought the companies to Roelof and the Sequoia team on Wednesday. So my gosh, these companies are doing great. Just to give you a little background on where our firm is at, we get like 20,000 applications for funding a year. We meet with 100 of those a week. This is like our North Star metrics. And we invest in 100 companies a year. About half the companies we meet, though, are not yet incorporated in their projects. So we created a program called Founder University, where it's like a pre-accelerator, teach people like some of the basics of startups, and then sometimes give them $25K to incorporate. It's interesting. We didn't know if anybody would want that product, and now we've written 150 of those checks. I think out of the companies who are going to present today, how many, Bianca, went through Founder University first?
Half of them.
Half of them. So it's now become the feeder for our accelerator. It's also become the feeder for A16Z's Speedrun, Y Combinator, Pair VCs, Amazing Summer Incubator, Sequoia Arc, a bunch of places. We've started to see these companies in our pre-accelerator come to our accelerator, and other ones we're happy if they do any of those things. When you get a 2-minute presentation, obviously it's the trailer of the startup, so things are left out. The whole point of this is to try to get you on the hook as an investor, and maybe 2 or 3 of these are interesting to you and you'll want to take a follow-up meeting. And we've made that super easy as well. If you go to launch.co/35, the 35th accelerator class, and they'll pull up that page and share it right now so you can see what it looks like. You can just very easy, no friction, remind you of who the founders are, and you can just click a button. You got their phone number there, you got their email there. So can somebody just show that screen? Yeah, launch.co/35. Really easy to get to. Here's all the companies. You can click to follow up. You got their phone number. Friction free. Also fiction free. Yes, now that I think about it, these are all just facts here. All right, let's get to work. Oh, also, Founder University did so well here in the United States that we partnered with Sanabel in Saudi to bring it to the Middle East. We're in our first cohort right now. And we partnered with JETRO, the Japanese trade organization, to bring it to Japan. And they twisted my arm. I think they even pulled it out of the socket. But now I have to go to Japan in January. And again in the fall, twice a year, I have to go to Japan and go skiing. And so it's really brutal. So, yeah, I guess it's just give me a little sympathy. I just have to go to Japan and Saudi every year and just watch those great cultures and ski in the deep Japanese powder. Oh, I'm so excited for January. So it's now a global program. It's I'm super excited about it. Okay, let's get started.
We're very excited. All right, without further ado, our first founder, we have Armand at Ready. Can we hear you, Armand?
Hello, can you hear me?
We hear you, we see it. Okay, 3, 2, go.
Hi, everyone. My name is Armand. I'm CEO at Ready. And what we do is we enable companies to provide benefits to their global workforce, starting with retirement. Meet Shreyas. She's head of people and talent at our customer State AI. Now that AI is automating a lot of low-level dev work, she's looking to hire more specialized talent, and she's realized that incomplete comp and lack of employee benefits is undermining her ability to attract and retain that top global talent. Startups like hers are hiring globally now more than ever, and they need new benefits infrastructure to compete. Ready is the benefits software layer for global workforces, and we start with retirement. Our product is country agnostic, incorporates direct payroll integrations, and we're proud to have secured BlackRock as fund manager for best-in-class investments. Key to our go-to-market is integrations with global payroll providers. There's dozens in the market, and none have an integration partner that handles this yet. We price similar to US 401k providers. It's a SaaS fee that scales as companies hire more, plus an AUM fee that compounds as workers invest with every paycheck. So where are we today? We've spent a year developing our tech stack, including negotiating the necessary third parties to be viable and compliant, and these custom integrations turn out to be a huge moat for us because it's very hard to replicate. Since launching this past month, we've onboarded first employers from our waitlist, and we're queued to onboard our first global payroll provider through which we have over 5 million ARR in our weighted pipeline. Startups have only started hiring abroad at scale since the pandemic, so this is a newly created market gap that's being underserved. It's a very large market we're going after. Over 5 million SMBs do business and hire outside of the US today, and that figure continues growing, which puts us at a 20 billion TAM in the US alone. With just our initial retirement product, we have a path to 100 million ARR, which we would reach with 0.5% market share. I experienced the problem here directly while previously serving as CFO at a YC-backed Series A company, and our CTO has already built retirement solutions at scale in 2 prior roles. Look, we're starting with retirement plans, but in the future, Ready will be the first infrastructure layer across all flexible benefits for global teams. Get your employees ready for their future. Thank you.
Awesome, Armand, way to start us off. Thank you so much. We will move over to our judges for a question, but I do want to remind our syndicate members that there is a Q&A box. So if you have questions for a founder, please put them in the Q&A box, and founders, keep your eye out there for questions. All right, let's go over to Chris for a question for Armand.
Wisdom Tree actually has employees in all these different countries, and so you have me curious, but wondering how because it seems when you're at a company, it seems that this is really hard to do. It's really hard to figure out to go into that second country, to go into that third country. So you're basically saying you can go into any country and offer retirement benefits. And I'm just wondering, how did you figure out how to do this? It sounds like you've surmounted the impossible.
Yeah, thanks for the question, Chris. And to be honest, in my opinion, we have. But let me get into kind of the technical term. So the technical term for our initial product is what's called an international pension plan. It's relatively new, but what it started off as is something for really expats, folks that move around country to country, don't necessarily want to tie their retirement plan to a specific country. So we've taken the innovative approach of essentially creating a scalable solution around that, where we can tell an employer, hey, you can apply this to your entire global workforce from day one. The way we had to do that now is we had to set up what's called a master trust arrangement in the UK Isle of Man, which is the most well-regarded jurisdiction for international pension plans. They have a well-defined regulatory framework for pensions. We also had to partner with a global trustee, so they provide independent oversight. That's where we're regulated, and they handle compliance and necessary reporting. So that was part of like the infrastructure. And on top of that, I kind of mentioned in the pitch, but like we had to get BlackRock involved, which was took three separate warm intros, a custodian as well. Took a 9 months to get even an MSA and then months to integrate. So it was a long process and a high hurdle just to even be viable and to launch. We have done that now, and now we're essentially tackling our go-to-market. So we essentially did something that companies didn't think was feasible. It's more of a why now question. Startups only started hiring abroad at scale since the pandemic. So that was all created by the infrastructure by the payroll providers. So payroll's there, but benefits haven't caught up yet. So we want to be the first one plugged into all the global payroll providers for benefits. Thanks for the question.
No, thank you. Impressive.
Awesome. Thanks for the question, Chris, and great job, Armand. Thanks for starting us off. All right, we're going to go to our next founder. We have Nadir at Seal. Can we hear you, Nadir? Just coming
Can you
off
hear me?
mute. Yep, we hear you. You can share your screen,
Okay,
please.
here we go.
Okay, and it's just loading. Okay, there it is. I'll count you in. 3, 2, go.
Hi, I'm Nadir, co-founder at Seal. We help companies get compliant on autopilot. Meet our customer Draft and Go, a fast-growing startup racing to close big logos and expand globally. After months of hard work, an email like this drops in their inbox. Suddenly, all that hard work was wasted and deals are at risk because they couldn't get compliant fast enough. But they're not alone. This is a massive problem for over 3 million businesses in North America and 24 million other businesses globally have to comply with the growing number of framework, which is more important than ever in the age of AI. Current solutions rely on service providers and bloated tools that take months, cost a fortune, and still deliver one-size-fits-all checklist. Enter Seal. Our compliance agents ask the same question security specialists do to contextually understand customer environment and tech stacks. From there, we build compliance programs specific to our customers' needs. Where current solutions provide templates, we execute auditor-approved workflows, saving months of work and frustrations. Now, tasks like policies are automatically generated by our AI. Our agents replace salaries to not only assist, but move teams from static audits to real-time trust. They pass audits directly in our platform, eliminating hundreds of hours of work and saving the deal with Groupon, while unlocking millions in revenue with other enterprise customers, all from one app. What we're building is working. Half of our customers migrated from incumbents. Global audit firms are looking to white label our tech because we are half the effort and double the speed. We have a huge market opportunity here. Only 6,000 of over 25 million available logos gets us to 100 million. Revenue comes from annual subscription and service bundles, which help train our agents, making them smarter every time. We've done this before, leading global go-to-market compliance and technical teams, and we're building alongside experts, AI and audit and cybersecurity. We've cracked the code on compliance, and this is only the beginning. Join us as we build the first trust infrastructure powering the internet. Thanks.
Wonderful job. Thank you so much, Nadir. All right, let's go over to Katie for a question, please.
Hey Nadir, great job. So you have some formidable competitors with Vanta and Delve. And I was struck by your comment that half of your customers migrated from those incumbents. So could you share a little bit about what was that exact trigger point that got them to switch to you? And is that a repeatable playbook that you can use?
Yeah. Thank you for the question. Actually, we hear a lot when we talk about incumbent, people think always about Drata, Vanta, and so actually there are many bigger competitors than that. Like Drata and Vanta, they just reached $100 million like this year. But we have other bigger like fishes like OneTrust, they're making 600 million. Archer, they're making like 1.8 billion. And they are legacy. So we are really going from those, like those are the real incumbent in our industry. The other like Venta and Drata, they are kind of marketing machines. That's why everyone knows about them. So this is how we are getting them. And there's the era of before AI and after AI. So we are part of the new generation of platforms like Delve. We can probably consider it also the post-AI compliance platform.
Awesome. Great question. Great job, Nadir.
Thank
All
you.
right, we'll go over to our next founder. We have Billy at Path. Hey, Billy.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yep, you're speedy. We see it. Okay,
All
three,
right.
two, go.
I'm Billy Kraft, co-founder and CEO of Path. Our platform helps businesses replace legacy systems with custom apps. I spent the past decade in private equity, helping businesses grow by modernizing their technology. And the same problem consistently shows up. Every company is unique, but they're stuck choosing between generic tools that force them to change how they work or custom builds that are costly and hard to maintain. The solution is Path, a unified platform that enables any team member to ship production-ready apps within their organization. Meet one of our customers, an iconic music retailer. Their experience and custom workflows have powered their success for over 40 years. They wanted to upgrade their legacy systems, but they struggled to find solutions that fit their unique needs. Things like used buying, vendor reports, purchase orders, and consignments. Path lets companies create regenerative software, custom apps that evolve with the business, unlocking faster growth and efficiency. Users can build an app with a prompt, leverage templates, add and manage their data, and roll out applications out to their team with confidence. With over 100 built-in integrations, businesses can also build apps on top of their favorite tools. Since onboarding initial customers in June, we've had strong monthly revenue growth and zero churn. 90% of businesses still rely on manual tools or spreadsheets, and 75% plan to adopt AI or automation this year, creating a bottoms-up TAM of 90 billion in the US alone. I'm Billy. We built Path to automate the kind of work I used to do manually across portfolio companies. And my co-founder, Patrick, is our CTO, a full-stack engineer with 10 years of experience building scalable infrastructure. Together, we're building Path to deliver enterprise power to everyone. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Billy. And just a reminder to our syndicate members, you can post your questions in the Q&A box. And let's go over to Julia for her question.
Great, great pitch, Billy. Could you share some more on the competitive landscape and then what kind of companies you're mostly focused on?
Yeah. In terms of the competitive landscape, we're mostly focused on being enterprise first. We do support a lot of small and medium-sized businesses, but we think a big advantage we have is role-based access controls, deep security audits available to our customers, a robust templating library, and then the over 100 integrations we support. So there's a lot of like vibe coding tools out there, but we think our approach, being very on the rails and trying to abstract as much code away from the end user, is really a huge advantage for us.
Awesome. Great work, Billy. Thank you. And next up, we have Yanur at Mancha. Hey, Yanur.
Hey everyone, can you hear me?
Hello. Yep, we'll go full screen on that, please. Okay, beautiful. All right, three, two, go.
Hey everyone, this is Yanur, co-founder of Monsha. We help teachers simplify lesson planning. So this is Christine, our customer and a high school teacher from US. Christine spends about 35 hours every week teaching and then another 25 hours planning lessons. She was almost burned out. But now with Monsha, she saves that time and gives it back to her teaching. For example, she starts by planning her entire course into units and lessons, and then she picks up a particular lesson like Newton's third law. We help her plan every part of the lesson, like opening activities, hooks, instructions, classroom activities, homework, and then she can create all the resources to execute that lesson plan. For example, she's creating a class lecture based on the lesson objectives, curriculum standards, and other external materials she might already have. And this is how it looks like. Now she wants to chat with this presentation to create even more resources from it, like a study note with equations, pictures, and graphs, and then maybe a quiz. Now she can edit the quiz, she can create different versions of it based on language, grade level, and other educational framework, or she can export it to her preferred learning management system or quiz taking platforms like Kahoot. And this is how she can actually plan her entire semester in one place. We have started this year and have 4x our revenue in the last 6 months. We have nearly 240 paying customers, over 94% retention rate, and we are growing every month organically by building community, creating useful content, and from word of mouth. We charge monthly and yearly subscription after a 14-day free trial. We have both team plans as well as individual plans, and we are taking a bottoms-up approach, onboarding individual teachers first, and through them we are trying to sell to schools. We are initially targeting middle school and high school teachers in the US, but globally, there are over 100 million teachers, and we barely need 1% of them to get to a $100 million ARR. Our competitors are focusing on ad hoc resource creation. Like you create a quiz, that's it. You create a presentation slide, that's it. But we are trying to build the entire workflow with all the context in one place. Gradually, we'll expand to other tasks like grading, and eventually, we'll bring students into our platform to become the single platform for teaching and learning. I'm a second-time founder with One Exit, and my friend Adil has 7 years of experience in engineering and AI. Together, we're building Monsha to save time for teachers. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Yanur. And let's go over to Moema for a question.
Sure, I have two quick questions. One is, besides saving time, are you able to measure the learning outcomes from the people taking your product? And then the second question is around competition. Like, what's to prevent Google Classroom from implementing your product as a feature?
Yeah, thank you for the question. So I'll answer the second one first. So Google Classroom, even as an LMS, covers a very tiny part of the teacher workflow and tiny part of the LMS industry as well. And they have already brought different GPT-like tools to create different resources like presentation slides and or quizzes or that kind of stuff. Same goes for Khan Academy produced Khanmigo, and they also have partnered with Canvas to bring Khanmigo, or ChatGPT also partnered with Canvas and bring similar off-the-shelf things into those platforms. But those none of them actually hurt us or any other AI platforms that have been tackling teachers in this space, because they are focusing on their thing and they are trying to package that thing to the existing product, not rethinking the needs or rethinking the problems teachers have. So that's where they fall short in terms of usefulness. And to answer your first question, this is a good question. So right now, we put teachers in the driving seat, and so far we have communicated that, okay, regardless of the output, you are in the driving seat and you are responsible for actually uh, making sure that the output you get is useful for your students, and you should verify this. But having said that, we are trying to build those integrations. We're trying to build the second layers of verifications and agentic workflows so that the outcome is more aligned to their needs and to the curriculum standards and other relevant textbooks and other stuff. Thank you for your questions.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Great job, Yanur. Thank you so much. Next up, we have Santiago at Treasure. Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. All right, let's share the
Can you see
screen.
my screen?
We see it. Okay, 3, 2, go.
Hey, I'm Santiago, CEO of Treasure, and we're building an all-in-one convention management platform. This is Steve, the host of a trading card convention and a real Treasure customer. Steve used to spend too much time bouncing between different tools for things like vendor management, ticket sales, and building venue maps. Now I'll show you how he does everything on one platform. First, he creates his event by putting in basic information. Treasure automatically creates the vendor management system in the background so he can immediately start sharing his event link with his vendors. Now it's time to manage those vendors. Where he previously had to guide vendors through 3 different softwares just to finish booking them. Now in 2 clicks, he has all the information he needs to get the process started, and Treasure handles the rest. He builds his venue map directly on our platform with the help of our AI assistant, Ty. It helps him do things like turn drawings into marketing material or placing and managing booths for his event. This alone used to cost him thousands of dollars and was a huge headache. Now, all that information flows directly to his live event page, helping Steve increase his conversion. Attendees get more vendor-specific information and are able to engage directly with the venue map. They can see vendors' social links, their inventory, and bookmark or share any vendors that they're interested in. By using Treasure, Steve saw a 35% increase in revenue and saved over 150 hours on his event. Treasure is the only solution that has all the functionality needed for a convention while still being really easy to use. And our customers love us. So far, we've processed over 2.3 million in GMV with 10 million in new contracts just in Q4. And we've collected over 100,000 in revenue while steadily increasing our take and having absolutely no organizer churn. On our current pricing structure, we take 10% on every transaction, along with a $20 monthly subscription. To reach 100 million in revenue, we'd have to process sales for 30,000 events, or just 1.8% of the market. Right now, we're focused on building out our core features like our planning agent and our interactive mapping as we gear up to expand past the collectibles industry and start monetizing more event services. Our team is 3 collectors with experience in big tech and finance, and we're making events better by building an all-in-one convention management solution. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Santiago. And we'll go over to our judges. Let's go back to Chris for a question.
I was curious how, you sort of mentioned the collectibles market, but that you as founders had experience in financial experience in big tech. And I was immediately thinking like if you were the best go-to use case for like the big tech conferences or the financial conferences, Wisdom Tree is a financial company. We're going to these things all the time. It would feel like if you were just amazing in that market, that could be a whole business. So how are you thinking about the differences between different industries and what they need, if there are differences, convention to convention?
Yeah, no, that's a great question, Chris. And actually, I think the first part of that is realizing that the collectibles industry is actually a lot bigger than a lot of people might think. Just like you're mentioning, like the financial services conferences are huge. Collectibles alone is a $10 billion
Oh,
industry,
wow.
and it's massive. I mean, you have everything from Pokemon cards, sports cards, watches, sneakers, flea markets. And we're right now we're starting in cards, but we're expanding into kind of adjacents there. And the reason we're starting in cards is because all three of us are collectors, and we just
Mm.
had a lot of connections in the industry. I think that there is a huge opportunity also in financial services, and that's part of where we plan to expand in the future. And luckily, there's a ton of overlap between the kind of features that our current clients need and what people in other events like food markets or financial services. Because at the end of the day, the real value here is making it really easy to manage all the different things that hosts have to juggle going into a convention and giving a really good way to promote and highlight your vendors to help increase your conversion on ticket sales.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Thanks so much, Santiago, and thanks for the question. All right, let's go over to Jake at Pitch Perfect. Hey, Jake.
Hey guys, how we doing?
Good. All right, I'll count you in. Three, two, go.
All right. Hi, I'm Jake, co-founder of Pitch Perfect. We help insurance agents send compliant texts that close deals faster. Meet Mike. He spends more time dealing with texting rules than selling. His current SMS platform is stuck in compliance review, stalling his outreach. This isn't just Mike's problem. Phone networks now make businesses register something called A2P 10DLC before sending texts. Approvals can take weeks, so Mike loses momentum and wastes money. We simplify 10DLC. Mike enters his business information once, and we automate the rest. What took 3 weeks now takes just 3 days, getting Mike back to selling faster. On top of that, Mike spends Mondays and Tuesdays filling his pipeline, then runs appointments on Wednesdays and Thursdays. To save time, he paid an appointment setter $25 an hour to handle text and book calls. But now our AI copilot does it automatically, saving him $2,000 a month while he focuses on closing deals. We've grown 300% month over month. We did 115K in October and 166K in November. And we've done all that off of Reddit, cold email, and referrals alone. One cold email turned into 50 customers from a single office. Now, 3 insurance offices account for half of our business, and word is spreading fast. We understand both sides of this problem. I've closed 6 million insurance sales and experienced the pain of fragmented tech myself, while my co-founder Roman was a lead engineer at StoneX. So we're called Pitch Perfect and not Text Perfect for a reason, right? Texting is just a wedge into an insurance market that'll get us to 200 mil ARR by capturing 10% of the market. Then we expand vertically into multi-channel AI agents, then horizontally into adjacent industries like real estate and recruiting. We're Pitch Perfect, and we help insurance agents send compliant texts that close deals faster. Thank you.
Wonderful. Great job, Jake. Thank you. Let's go over to Katie for a question.
Great job. I was really nervous when you talked in the beginning, or at least in the pitch, about SMS, and I spend half my day hitting delete and report spam on my SMS channel. Can you talk a little bit about how to avoid that from your customers?
Yeah, definitely, Katie. Great question. So yeah, I mean, compliance is really our number one focus. So of course, whenever somebody registers their 10DLC and sends messages, they have to receive express written consent from their customers to be able to text them. So that's really just like the first line of defense, is just making sure that all of our customers get consent. But then we have very robust scrubbing to make sure that our customers aren't texting people who are on the do not call list, TCPA litigators. So we have a lot of different automations in place to make sure that our customers are using the platform the way that it was intended. Thank you for your question.
Awesome. Great work. Thank you so much. And next up, we have Faisal at Next Visit. Hello. Just have to come off mute. All right, we're just missing your audio there, Faisal.
All right. Yes. Can you hear me?
Okay, there you are. All right, 3, 2, go.
Hi. Do you see my screen first of all?
Yep, we see it.
Okay,
3,
I'm sorry.
2, go.
Hi, I'm Dr. Faisal Rafiq, CEO of NextVisit AI. We handle the notes so psychiatrists can focus on healing. I built this because I lived it. Due to the growing pressures of rising costs, failing reimbursements, and overwhelming paperwork, for the past 2 years at SpsychVisit, it has restored focus on what matters most, caring for patients. I'm not alone. Meet my colleague, Dr. Rathor. Before NextVisit, he saw 16 patients a day, was burnt out, feeling the same pressures as me. Now he sees 24 patients a day, saves time, and saw a 30% increase in revenue. Here's how it works. The doctor selects a patient, starts his session, the NextVisit listens. Clinical data is built in real time, capturing deep insights with the full patient story. When the patient leaves, the chart is finished, the note is ready by the doctor, then it's ready for billing. It's fast, EHR ready, and HIPAA compliant. What makes us special is that we have retrospective history analysis of a patient's story. An average psychiatrist sees a single patient about 24 times a year versus a primary care that sees the same patient approximately 1 to 2 times a year. This is why behavioral health needs retrospective history. Our competitors don't take this approach. They do not track medication changes or key life events in the patient story. Our customers show it. They're addicted. We have a 1.6% churn, 24% conversion rate, and a near perfect NPS score. We've scaled to 9,000 MRR since our launch, and we're continuing to grow. Our CAC is 189 with a 1,700 LTV, and our average revenue per user is 133 per month. We're starting with behavioral health in the US, a 2 billion TAM, capturing 5% or 60,000 customers gets us to 100 million ARR. Our team brings it home. 30 years of combined experience building AI that clinicians can trust. Hi, again, I'm Dr. Faisal Rafiq. Thank you for this, and we handle the notes so psychiatrists can focus on healing.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Great job. And let's go over to Julia for a question, please.
Yeah, great job. I'd love to hear how you think about exit here.
Exit? Exit in the sense of exiting this company after I'm done?
Yeah, like who buys this, from an M&A standpoint? Like, how do you think about what you're building and, where eventually you think it would land?
Well, we're a very focused company on iterating and solving the pain points of a lot of clinicians. I don't think our story will ever end. I think it's an ever-growing area. I think AI just started its foothold in healthcare, and I think our iteration cycle is so long that what we have planned for this product, this is just the beginning, in my opinion. And I don't think of exit when I do think there's a lot to fix. So I have done a lot already. I plan on doing a lot more. This is my passion, being a physician. It's one of the things that
Let me help you with the answer.
Yeah.
We're going to go public. We want to be an independent company forever.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah.
You're rambling.
Okay, yeah.
The correct answer is we're not selling. It's a generational opportunity. We're going public.
Yes, that's true.
If you feel that way.
I do think.
Okay, great. Let's try it one more time. So tell me about the exit here.
I think we're going to go public then.
We're a generational company.
We're a generational company that will continue to iterate.
You just ruined it. You don't have to explain why. Just we're a generational company. We're going to go public.
All right.
Yeah. Try one more time. Tell me about an exit here.
We're a generational company that will eventually go public.
There you go. I mean, it just sounds so much better. But I know that's what you mean.
I know. I just can't stop with the passion of this project.
I know. Then you run out of questions. All right, keep going.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Nice work. Okay, next up we have Zach at Spatial Gen. Hey, Zach.
Hello.
Hello. All right, we hear you. We see it. 3, 2, go.
Hi, everyone. I'm Zachary Anshu, co-founder and CEO of Spatial Gen. We're building the spatial cloud. Now, before we get started, our business revolves around confidential footage, so I can't show a lot of the product in this public format. But in the end, we're a cloud provider. Start things off, our customer, the DoD Chief Digital and AI Office, said we are solving a demanding problem with no material weaknesses. We will be the AWS of spatial. We're going to power all 3D data and experiences. Today, 16K video is unsupported. Spatial codecs are absent for video providers, and live 3D reconstruction simply is not a product. This is a huge problem. Device manufacturers like Apple expect billions in sales. Telecoms require new media to monetize, and our military needs 3D data to just stay competitive. We're targeting defense and entertainment, a blue ocean opportunity, not even accounting for the new use cases we unlock. In the background, we're seeing footage from our customers. We are a cloud provider for terabyte scale 3D data, and we have on-prem deployments for enterprise. We have $46,000 at MRR. Multiple Emmy Award winners and IMAX Hall of Famers already use SpatialGen, and we're proud to say 82% of all immersive video on the Pro comes from our customers. We have $7 million in 2026 enterprise contracts, and we have secured deals with the largest customers in the whole United States. One customer has a $4 million phase 2 deal coming up with us next year, and another has a $2 million deal next year as well. We are the plumbing for the most demanding video in the world. 95 new customers puts us at 100 million ARR, and we're the bridge between broadcasters and hardware providers. So a bit about the team. Michael and I met as engineers at Exxon. We made $700 million for the company in less than a year. Thought we were going to retire, but they gave us a good bonus and a polo shirt instead. So we left and we built the world's first spatial live stream at WWDC 2024. And we did it again this year at 2025. We just presented at Apple after Blackmagic Design, a $3 billion company, because we're building the cloud for spatial computing and are dominating the video market. But we're not stopping there. We're going to keep chasing growth from the big deals in our funnel and expand our offerings to be the AWS of spatial. This is just the beginning. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Zach. Nice work. All right, let's go over to Mwema for a question, please.
Sure, 2 questions. One, what evidence do you have that spatial gen is a must-have versus nice to have? And then the second question is around my background is in compliance. How do you think about compliance? The defense industry has certain requirements around data residency, classification, things of that nature. How are you addressing those 2 concerns?
Yeah, so the first question really around a moat, right, is I talked about the problem originally. These solutions simply don't exist and they're not supported. This is like a first solution for a lot of these problems. And it's a very deep, like tech adjacent type of solution. So, Michael and I are very technical. We spend all of our day writing code. So our main advantage is that technical moat. On the compliance side, the only we need to get FedRAMP compliant. We've gotten requests from people for SOC 2. We actually negotiated that in one of our major enterprise deals to push it off, and we are getting SOC 2 compliant. So we're going to manage compliance like everyone else who does work with the DoD has to, which is it's just a grind, but you're gonna get it, and it's required.
Thank you. By the way, I'm a SOC 2 expert, so if you need help, I'm happy to be your guy.
Oh, thank you. I'm actually using Seal. So in the just a plug for my fellow founders here, Yeah.
We love that. Awesome. Great question. Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Yeah.
And our last founder of the day, we have Jonathan at Lumix. Hey, Jonathan.
Hey, everybody.
All right. Let's share your screen.
Let's see if that's looking good.
It's just
Yep.
loading on my end. Awesome. Okay. 3, 2, go.
Hi, everybody. My name is Jonathan, co-founder and CEO of Lumix, and we're the go-to-market platform for SMBs. Meet Stephanie, owner of a local Miami preschool who had 2 options: enroll more students or she goes out of business. The problem is Stephanie was failing at marketing because she couldn't create high-performing ads nor manage multi-channel campaigns. So she's using our all-in-one platform that starts with brand awareness from our mobile billboards. And here's how it works. Lumix handles installation on delivery bikers. Stephanie picks where and when ads run. Her brand then appears on drivers near her school. We collect ad IDs from nearby devices and ultimately retarget exposed audiences across digital platforms, creating the first full funnel marketing engine for SMBs. And since July, Stephanie's pipeline is filled, amassing over 98 leads and counting, generating 3.4 times her money, enough to fully enroll her program and stabilize her business. In terms of how we make money, advertisers, we charge an average of $10 per 1,000 views. Each biker gets us 200,000 views per month, netting Lumix $2,000 per month per bike display. And since inception, we've seen explosive growth. We've surpassed 55,000 in MRR, and as of this month, are profitable. which is inclusive of customers such as DoorDash, Instacart, GoPuff, alongside a host of other SMBs. And the market is massive. Earning $2,000 per month per bike with over 15 million global bikers equates to a $360 billion opportunity. And the path to 100 million is clear, which encompasses just 4,200 bikers to get us to 100 million in ARR, which is only 1.5% of the US delivery market. And with just an all-in cost of $700 per unit, we only need 3 million in CapEx to get us there. And meet the team that's going to execute. In less than a year, we've launched Florida's largest digital transit network, turned our Miami fleet profitable, and as of last week, expanded nationwide with our first units in San Francisco with only just a 3-person team. Now imagine what we'll do with the resources. Once again, my name is Jonathan, co-founder and CEO of Lumix, and we turn delivery bikers into the go-to-market platform for SMBs.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Jonathan. Nice work. And just a reminder, founders, there are some questions in the Q&A box, so please keep an eye out there. And let's go back over to Chris for a question.
I was curious, because I was just in London, and certainly anytime you go to these European cities, you see the bikers. But as you look to the future, there's a lot of other types of vehicles that are involved in the delivery process. You have autonomous robots, you have people in their cars, you have all the way up to the larger trucks. And I look at it as, in theory, those billboards make sense across all of them. Is this something you're thinking about for the future?
Absolutely. I think even partnering with folks that maybe have a micromobility fleet that just don't know how to sell is something that is definitely within the wheelhouse, and expanding outside just the niche of the two-wheeled biker is a great idea, to your point.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for the question.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thanks, Jonathan. Way to end us off. All right, everyone. That's our cohort. That's LA35. We are so incredibly proud of these founders. Investors, now comes the hard part. We're going to ask you to give us your top 3 of these 9 companies in backwards order. Please obviously think of this through the lens of investment. When I call on you, you can just say, my number 3 is, my number 2 is. You don't have to say why, but when you get to your number 1, if you could just give us a sentence or 2 on why you chose that company or founder. And then in the meantime, syndicate members, we'd love for you to take our poll. So Kabir is going to launch this on the screen. You'll be able to see that and then pick your number 1 company. You don't have to pick 3. You can just pick your number 1. But yeah,
and Sabina,
please.
I want to hear your top 3.
Over to Mike. Let's start with you.
No. Give him a minute to think.
Okay.
I was just trying to make sure I didn't vote online.
Yeah. But in all seriousness, appreciate everybody taking their time to come here. Somebody told me at one point the way kids spell love is Time. And the same is true of founders and investors in that relationship. Which is, if you can give them a little bit of time, especially early in their careers, early in the life of the company, year 0 or year 1, like these startups, it's super helpful. Even if it's just to take the meeting, even if you know you're not going to invest, and you tell them like, I would love to, give you some advice or maybe some thoughts on it. I know they appreciate that. So I appreciate you all for coming out. I know everybody's very busy. And we try to make this super efficient, 8 companies in under 75 minutes. Hopefully it's a super efficient, most efficient part of your day. And we're going to be doing more in person, like the demo day. So we'll invite you to some more in-person stuff. Okay. And if you're in Texas, come see me. Yeah. Okay. You ready, Mike?
I'm ready.
Okay.
All right. My number 3 is ready. I think.
Nope. No reason.
Okay.
3, 2, no reason. Number 1, profuse.
Ready. Number 2 is Spatial Gen.
Yep.
Number 1, Lumix.
And you can say why Lumix is number 1. That's where you're effusive. Because what it does, Mike, is when the 3 and the 2 don't get any reason or effusiveness, it just burns them. They grind their teeth. And then the number 1 gets all that effusiveness. Yeah.
I just think Lumix has created a new category. And I think what's really interesting about it is you really have to pay attention to them to understand that the combination of being able to advertise outside, but get data on that advertising and do retargeting is pretty fascinating. I think they just got to get their sales pitch down pat. But once you understand it, it's a powerful way to advertise.
Fantastic. Okay. Keep going, Brianka.
All right. Let's go over to Chris. How did you do?
I did 3 path, 2 treasure, and 1 Mancha. I got chills during the use case for Mancha with just thinking of all those teachers and thinking of a specialized way to attack the lesson planning and sort of leveling up our teachers so that we can level up students. It's such a major thing. It's a global thing, and it just made complete sense to me as a primary use case for AI for the future.
Wonderful. Thank you, Chris. And Moima, how'd you do?
Yes, number three is Next Visit. Kudos to you. Number two is Seal, and then number one is Ready. Global benefits is broken, and I think you've got the solution.
Awesome. Thank you, Moima. And Katie.
Interesting. We have so many different choices. So my number three was Ready. I think it's going to help a lot of people. Oh, sorry, no comment. Number two, Treasure. And number one, Spatial Gen, because it was just so big and so ambitious, and I could almost barely understand it and grok it. And so it just really made me pause and think about it. So I love I love the ambition here.
Amazing. Lots of different votes. Julia, how'd you do?
This was hard. Everyone did really an amazing job. Number three was Lumix. Number two was Pitch Perfect. And number one was Spatial Gen. I think for Spatial Gen was just such a strong pitch, so confident, and really talked well about the market opportunity. Also, I invest in defense, so we can talk. But I thought that was great.
Awesome. Nice side note. Amazing. All right. Thank you so much, judges. Lots of different picks in there. We are going to go over to Kabir really quickly. Three things that we're going to announce. So the scores from our judges today we'll announce, and then we'll announce the poll from our syndicate members. And then overall for the whole cohort, we do this every single week with investors, and we have rankings. So we're excited to see the results. Kabir.
Here we go.
All right. So with our public demo day judges, in third place we have a two-way tie between Mancha and Treasure. In number two we have Ready, and then in number one we have Spatial Gen.
All right, fantastic.
And then when it comes to our public demo day poll, in just making sure I have this right, in third place we have a three-way tie between Ready, Mancha, and Treasure. In second place we have Seal, and in first place we have Spatial Gen.
Okay.
And then in the overall scoring throughout the cohort, in number three we have Path, number two we have Ready, and number one we have Spatial Gen.
Okay. So every week we do this scoring because it creates, a little competition, but more importantly, we are able to find investor product fit. So we track it over time and we see, these investors seem to like the futuristic, skate to where the puck is going stuff. Oh, this group loves marketplaces. And it also allows founders to know when their pitch is landing or not. So we'll have people who just don't get picked for 6 weeks and then get picked in the top 3 for the next 6 weeks. So this feedback loop is super critical, but it doesn't correlate, just so people know. It does correlate with seed rounds to a certain extent, but it doesn't necessarily correlate with long-term success. So it is interesting, but not definitive. And different people start the program at different levels of maturity. But how many people went to this class? It was 8, yeah?
9.
9.
Yeah, and
of
sorry,
the 9,
overall it's number third place overall scoring. It's Seal, not Path. Apologies for that.
Okay, no problem. Of the 9, how many have already raised money during the program? Was it 3 or 4?
4.
4. Okay. So the number we like to track is pull through. Unlike other accelerators that kind of wait till the demo day, we let folks and we encourage them to take investing, during the program at any time. So, almost half of them get some investment during the program. And then historically, 60-70% of the companies raise within the first 6 months or so of the program. And typically 1 or 2 of them don't want to raise, and then 1 or 2 of them don't clear market. So that's the statistics we're looking for. It means we're taking a lot of chances on a lot of great high risk, high reward startups with amazing founding teams. Thanks everybody for coming, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it.